All right, guys. Yeah, it looks like I'm live. Welcome to the channel, Shawn Indigo. If you haven't been here in a while, Shawn, you look different. Well, yeah, I shaved my head recently, so I have less hair. And I opened my channel almost 10 years ago. So I'm going to be reading some of this book, Bringers of the Dawn. So this would be, if you were to think about a way to connect to this information, it would be through ascension, human race ascension, reincarnation, things like that. If you are into aliens and that kind of stuff, then yeah, this kind of book, Bringers of the Dawn. This is there's the author Barbara, right? But anyway, so I'm gonna read some of this information. Now, over time, we can talk about this information. And if you're curious about sharing more, hey, Chris, grab some coffee. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a hot minute, right? Thank you. Yeah, it's been a hot minute since I've shared stuff on this platform. United States 3-day weekend. Enjoy my adult beverages. Worked hard this week. If you were to connect my regular job, I would say I'm a CPR teacher. So I teach nurses how to do CPR good. All right, here we go. And I will pause every now and then and we'll talk stuff, of course. Anyway, so I live in the northern United States, near Chicago. It's technically Central Time. So it's 3 or 4 p.m. Where I live. Depending on where you live, it might be different. Saturday. All right, here we go. Feel free to ask questions or make comments. I'll eventually get to them, I promise. A new paradigm of light. Hold on. Holy crap. Let me get my glasses. And before I even read, I'm going to tell you about my glasses, and then I'm going to read, and then I'll stop boring you, and I can read the information. No, you're not boring us, Shawn. We want to hear you too. If you have watched me in the past, I was active 2015, 16, 17, 18, 2019. I was putting out an average of, 15 to 20 videos a month for a few years. All right. Here we go. A new paradigm of light. Who are the bringers of the dawn, and what is their role? The bringers of the dawn are those who carry the rays of the sun. Actually, even before I continue, look, this is one person's description of reality. One person's description of reality. Okay. So when you're hearing these words, please just be aware that it's just one person's perspective and description of using, in this example, English language to explain something. So first and foremost, if the information does not resonate or feel comfortable for you, then yeah, just push it aside because it's either bullshit or false, or maybe you're not ready for that yet. So it's better your intuition telling you no, not yet. Push it aside. But please keep in mind that there's different ways to interpret this information. All right, I'm going to continue. I'm sorry. Who are the bringers of the dawn, and what is their role? The bringers of the dawn are those who carry the rays of the sun and bring light and knowledge. They have an ancient organization, an ancient society, an ancient spiritual bonding that keeps them doing certain works within a certain star system. You are members of the bringers of the dawn. In other words, otherwise, you would not be drawn to this book. So basically, me and you all are. It just said members of the bringers of the dawn. Otherwise, you basically, yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna stop. The members of this organization come to Earth at different times to do their work. This occurs when a cycle has been set and events are perfect for them to allow the energy from the high cosmos and energy from Earth to merge within their own beings. My interpretation on that paragraph is that there's energies that are like flowing through this reality, and sometimes energies need to match up at certain times to make certain things happen. The energies from this cosmos are always coming to Earth, and the energies from Earth are always lining up towards the cosmos. Humanity creates the sacred bridge between Earth and sky, which some have called the Rainbow Bridge. The bringers of the dawn allow the energies. All right, so I'm jumping around, so I'm going to move to a different chapter. We all can have conversations about reality. In the meantime, I'm reading part of this book. All right, this is a chapter that says the name of the game. In order to survive in the times that are coming. So wait. You feeling this? Like, what year was this book written? 92. 1992. Channeled information. The times that are coming. That's what we are dealing with. Yeah, I mean, it's maybe not as traumatic for most of us and since 2021 COVID stuff, but all right. In order to this again, this is 1992 when this was written. In order to survive the times that are coming, it is imperative to move into the idea of thought manifestation or super consciousness. This is just a word described by a person. Super consciousness is only a word to you at this time. It is not a concept that is inside of you yet, because you cannot conceive of being so in tune and filled with so much information. Yet, as you evolve, that is what you are moving towards. There are those who are very aware of this movement of consciousness that could sweep the planet, and they are banking on it not occurring. We have come back into your past to assure that it does occur. All right, so now I would rather just like talk to you guys about just stuff that I understand, at least to the best of my ability. The information I just like read out of this book, yeah, it's interesting, and this is something it's just something to think about. I'm sure it is something to think about. Let's see. Mandela effect. Yeah. So let me share like the most like powerful Mandela effects for me personally. The one that hits me the hardest would be the side view mirror. Objects in mirror may be closer than they appear. May be closer. That never existed. So ridiculous, man. So ridiculous. All right. Continuing our book, Light Informs You. So this is me. I'm reading this book, like parts of this book, but I'll also like share my interpretation. Light informs you. So again, it's not like this is a book I've like read cover to cover and I understand it fully. So light informs you. Light you could consider as information. That's how I've learned things, and maybe you've heard it too. Light is information. The person who passes away, their physical body dies, and they see the light. And sometimes you could say that's love, God's love. It could be information. So light could also be love. Information or love. Light informs you. It uplifts you. Because once you are informed, you feel more powerful. When you are not informed, you feel more powerless. Sound is another way to carry information because it is part of light. Sound, yes, that's also an interesting aspect to like think about. Sound. Um, to you, it may seem that sound and light are two separate things because, from your point of view, you perceive light with your eyes and sound with your ears. Because you use two separate areas of perception of your body, it seems that sound and light are separated as well. Before I read the next sentence, yes. So I teach. Yes, I teach CPR. Like one of my jobs is to teach people CPR. So like nurses and like staff who work in group homes, working with people with special needs and disabilities. So yeah, but I also teach staff sometimes. I'll teach them certain courses where it's about de-escalation and like reducing like aggression and like basically protecting people. Oh shit. All right. Many of the structures built on this planet, particularly ancient sacred sites, have information stored within stone. In the same way, you have information stored within the bones of your skeletal form. When you allow sound to move through you, it unlocks a doorway that and allows information to flood into your body. It also penetrates the ground, affecting the vibrations of Earth and allowing a rearrangement of a molecular alignment of information to take place. Those of you who use sound when you are working on others' bodies brings about a rearrangement of the molecular structure and create an opening for information to flood in. This kind of work will become more and more profound. In Tibet, when a master, again, this was written in 1992. In Tibet, when a master who was able to transcend abilities, you allow a vibration to come onto the planet in its full glory through your bodies and your joint cooperation. You birth something. You create an opportunity, and an energy takes advantage of that opportunity. Emotion, because it brings feeling and connects you to feeling, allows you to recognize different states of consciousness. The logical mind does not allow you to recognize states of consciousness because it holds onto its own identity. The logical mind is locked into the boundary of ego and does not want to recognize other areas. The boundary of ego does not want to recognize other areas. Feeling, however, acknowledges other areas because it discerns the difference. You can read the signs and the definitions by the energy that you call feelings. I'm thinking they're talking about intuition, right? Intuition versus logic. Trust your heart, not your brain, mind. It is in actuality a vibration. Sound brings about states of emotional feeling. When you create harmonics of sound, it reminds your body of something. It reminds your body of light, of deep cosmic love, and of other worlds. Your body comes into joy. And sometimes overwhelmingly into sadness. It seeks and accesses a frequency that it has been longing for, which the sound has reminded us of. As you allow sound to play your body, you discover a frequency that you have sought. This frequency is connected to the evolution of the helixes within your body. Sound is a vehicle. All right. So again, I'm jumping around. I'm sharing different things. The multi-dimensional will merge. You benefit by participating in the event of life. Well, shit. Every human that's in this world gets that because that applies to all of us. All of us can say that we have benefited by. All right. Anyway, by simply being in physicality. Physicality. You are endowed with experiences and characteristics that you cannot gather anywhere else. Yeah, I've heard that the Earth is an interesting reality that a lot of souls, the kind of stuff that happens here doesn't happen in most planets. While I'm reading this book, if I get messages from y'all in the chat, I will read them. I just burped. Pardon me. Archangel Metatron says heaven is not in another dimension somewhere. Heaven is the location of the sun, moon, and stars. Deoterm money, and heaven is an archaic word for space. Yeah. So no, I appreciate your perspective. So we can use words, and words will mean different things to different people for sure. No, I appreciate what you just shared. Aaron says, "Wow, I was just wondering about you yesterday." That's cool, Aaron. Yeah, like I used to be super active, right? I was like putting out a video every other day on average for like years. Like I think my channel is like 750, 800 videos. Yeah, right. Like I've been super quiet for a while, but yeah, just thinking life changes. Like, and I've been focusing on trying to make positive energy flow through the world, and haven't had the creative drive. It's like an author writing books. I'm not going to go on here and do things unless I feel the creative urge. So yeah, and for whatever reason. Anyway, welcome, Aaron. All right, so reading my book here. So to be part of physicality on Earth at this particular time during this last 200 to 300,000 years is a very wait. Let's start over. You benefit from participating in the event of life by simply being in physicality. This book is referring to whoever is writing this is referring to us souls, us humans. You are endowed with experiences and characteristics that you cannot gather anywhere else. I agree. This Earth planet is interesting. To be part of physicality on Earth at this particular time and during the last 200 to 300,000 years is a very potent event indeed. All right, so yeah, so crazy shit's about to hit. Not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. Because it means that you have come into a place where darkness has been reigning. All right. So this is just me. Yeah, I'm just gonna I'm gonna continue to read my book, but I'm gonna share stuff too. Personal to me, darkness has been reigning. Yes. Look, guys. Sometimes the people that are good aren't, and the people you think are bad aren't. Sometimes it's the opposite we think, but a lot of times. No, I'm gonna keep reading. Sorry, I'm just adjusting on the fly. I'm just changing what I need to share based on who's watching. Anyway, all right. But no, feel free to hit me up on the messages so we can talk. All right, the nature of existence on Earth has been a struggle between light and darkness for many eons. So yeah, so my discombobulation the last couple minutes was based on that topic. Some would call it a struggle between good and bad or upliftment and evil. We will simply say that it is an event and a place where certain laws and rules exist, and that the Earth is certainly not the only place in existence that deals with these kinds of challenges. You are unique. You human souls, that's what this book's saying, I think, are unique in that the biogenetic structures you operate within have much greater capacity than you have ever dreamed of. Dude, I know information about that. Now I'm not going to share it here. But I will eventually share it. That last sentence is talking about why humans are so valued. Yeah. I have a really cool puzzle piece, but it has to be timing. Or anyway. Oh, Sean's like, hey, big and bad. No. But there's something cool that I can't wait to share it. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm reading the book, but I don't know. I can see so much better without glasses. True story, right? It is. I just wear these for fashion. It's true. I can see it. All right. All right. Give me a minute. I'm gonna come back with another book. I'm gonna start to read. Hopefully, it's a little more engaging. So this is Dolores Cannon. She has, I believe, 5 of these convoluted books. Pretty thick, big book. She's the pioneer of QHHT, quantum healing hypnosis technique. Past life regression going before you're born. So your soul talks to the person who is the hypnotist person. So anyway, and it can heal the body, but when you're in your soul state, all right, so I will try to use a little bit of my ability to use character voices. Okay. There'll be 2 voices. There'll be Dolores Cannon, the hypnotist, and the person being hypnotized. And I'll have 2 different voices. It'll be more fun for me to share and easier for you to understand when I share. All right, gentlemen and gentleladies and gentle-kids. All right. So this is random. This is just my intuition. Okay. So hold on a second. So I'll have 2 different voices. So if it's Dolores Cannon, the lady who interviews, I will be talking more like this, and I will have a deeper voice for the person being hypnotized. All right, here we go. The title of this is Searching for the Wise One. What kind of village? Now, preface. Dolores Cannon has hypnotized this person to go back in time to when they were a baby, then before they were born, to their point where they're still, their soul is like floating around, not going into the baby's body yet. So depending on religion, beliefs, this might not be a fit for you. All right, anyway. So they're back before they were born into their like soul state. What kind of and this is the hypnotist Dolores Cannon is bringing them into one of their past lives. We don't know which past life the person will be experiencing, but this this person's reporting this specific past life that they got kind of pulled to based on the hypnosis. What kind of village do they have? I see they can hide. I don't know how to say this. They can disappear. They can hide their homes, their buildings in with nature, with the environment. And when I first saw them, it looked like a child's village. They said grass roofs. Oh, I'm sorry. They had grass. Oh, crap. I'm losing. Let's move on. Yeah. Obviously, this isn't that interesting for people. Okay, so all right. So at this point, I feel like there's not much to share. Not a lot going on. Kind of boring for most people. A couple of you are here listening and you're interested in connecting. It's cool. But all right. So for the handful of you who are here, I'm gonna hook you up with some information that's not normally connected to like what I usually talk about. I'm gonna help you make amazing pizza. You're gonna make the best pizza for your friend's family at your place, your apartment house, wherever you live. I'm gonna give you specifically how to make the best freaking pizza. Okay, at your house. All right, here we go. Get a pen and paper or something to write with in a paper. I'm gonna give you about 30 seconds. So again, I'm about to give my recipe for pizza. There's like 3 or 4 pizza places I could go to in the United States that pizza I like better than mine, but that's it. Other than that, I like mine. My coworkers, friends, and family like, oh, Shawn's pizza. Oh my god! All right, here we go. You want to get a pizza stone, or if you're fancy, a pizza steel. But let's go pizza stone. Okay. When you cook the pizza, preheat the pizza stone at 400 degrees. I'm sorry, the hottest the oven will get. So 500 degrees, 550, hottest oven gets. Preheat the pizza stone for an hour minimum, or maybe even 2 hours. The dough, you want bread flour. I use King Arthur bread flour. 3.5 to 4 cups. 1.5 cups of warm water. 1 packet of yeast. 2 teaspoons of salt. 1 teaspoon of sugar. I use San Marzano tomatoes for my sauce. 1 can, about 16 ounces, something like that. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano. I use whole milk mozzarella blocks. I shredded the day of. Parmesan or Reggiano as the topper. There you go. All right. So I'm going to grab one more book and I'll read a little more. Okay. So if you guys are still like interested in hanging out, I'm going to grab another book and I'll start reading. If you want to ask me questions on here, you want to talk about weird shit, you want to talk about reality stuff, we can do it. I teach people CPR and there's only so much I can talk about in class. You know, I even mentioned, sometimes I'll mention I love cats and aliens. Like I'll just hint I like aliens so that some people realize that like Shawn, who teaches like people in like the mental health professional field, that this teacher, like if you ask him the right question, you're going to have interesting conversations at my work. All right, I'll be right back. I'm going to grab a book and read it, and you're probably, well, we'll see. Maybe you care, maybe you don't. All right, so I'm going to read just the beginning of this. It's called The Pleiadian Agenda. Some of you might be familiar with this. This is Barbara Hand Glove. All right, so just a little bit. So I'm not going to read a lot, but here's her preface. Here's where Barbara was saying. Again, this is about Pleiadians. The book you have in your hands will be more comprehensive if you have an understanding of how the Pleiadians have been communicating with humans. Many indigenous people of Earth have claimed Pleiadian origins, and then in the 70s, Billy Meyer of Switzerland reported. All right, so hold on. The Cosmic Party. Okay, so chapter 1. Nope. Let me go past that one. Sorry, guys. I mean, again, if you want to ask me some questions, we can like get into it. Ooh, the photon bands. I like the. All right, so the photon band. This book, written in what is it, 90s, 80s, late 80s. Photon band. Before the sun throws out light, where's the light? Photons come out of nowhere. They cannot be stored. They can barely be pinned down in time, and they have no home in space whatsoever. That is, light occupies no volume and has no mass. The similarity between a thought and a photon is very deep. Both are born in the region beyond space and time, where nature controls all processes in that void in which is full of creative intelligence. The photon band and the process of transformation. The photon band was first detected in 1961 by means of satellite-borne instruments. Later in the 60s, people from Earth began to focus on their perceptions of the planet Earth when the first astronauts went to the moon. This was a movement of consciousness of 3D. The photon band might have always been there. Prior to leaving the planet, you had no way of knowing. This is it was channeled information. Think of an alien talking to humans when they say, you had no way of knowing. Oh, crap. Everybody dropped off there. We're done. All right, anyway. So, yeah. So, anyway. That's what I got. If you hang out in person, yeah, we can make the energy like fun and peaceful. All right, guys. Due to lack of interest, I'm going to check out, but nice seeing you. Appreciate your support. Love you guys. Until next time, and I will be back. And when the moon hits your eye, and when the moon. All right. Anyway. All right, guys. See you.